Hey guys, welcome back to Lorna's Closet. Oh my god, it's another video. But this time I'm going to help you guys out. So I know everybody's thinking, oh my god, I want to start a e-boutique or even brick and mortar store. And why not talk about that? Let's talk about how to get it done the right way. Okay? So, first things first, I'm going to try to make this a short video. It's going to be however long it's going to be, though, honestly. So, bear with me. But make sure you like and subscribe and save this video because I'm going to give you many tips and tricks and, info that most people will try to charge you for. We're not going to do that, okay? Each one teach one. So, with that being said, let's go. All right, so you need a name, like a good name. Like you should write it down, several names, and think about it. It shouldn't be something that if I look at it or if anybody looks at it, we got to think about it. Like, what is that? I understand you guys want to be creative, but if it doesn't make sense, you're probably not going to have anybody really want to be bothered with it, honestly. So when you're thinking of the names, it needs to spark, I don't want to say spark joy, but it needs to make you happy. It should be something that you can brand off of, you can build up. It looks good if it's something near and dear to you because somebody's going to say, hey, well, what made you go with that name? And if you're like, I don't know, it just seemed cool at the time. Think about that 5-10 years from now. You're paying for this. You might as well keep it, it doesn't have to be simple, but it should be professional because you want it to have the ability to cross over into many markets. And if it just looks janky, they're not going to want to be bothered with it, okay? So you've written down your names. You may ask people what they think about those names, get a test poll going. Once you've figured out, okay, these are the names that I want to go with, you need to Google them. Google them and see what names are being used. If it's if you can tweak the spelling a little bit, by all means, try to do that. Once you figure that out and you've, again, narrowed down your list, go and do a domain search. So everybody goes to GoDaddy. I went to GoDaddy. You can type in the names that you're looking for and search them. When you search them, it's going to give you every possibility, .com, .us, .co. If they are all available, buy them. If they're reasonably priced, if they're like 99 cents or $2, in that ballpark, by all means go for it. If the name that you really want is being used, or it's a placeholder, you can find out how much it would be to buy that name outright from whoever reserved it. I don't know if you really want to do that. I mean, I've seen some that are very costly. I mean, upwards of like $2,000. It just depends on if the name is really popular or not. But if it's available and it gives you various spellings, and it's something that you can see long term, by all means go for it. Okay, so you've got the name. You've now researched the name and it was available. So now guess what? You're in business. Almost. All right, so now you need to also focus on the legal part. Most people do this part first and then they realize, uh-oh, I went and got my paperwork done, but now I can't get the name. So we're going to do it in order, all right? So thought of a name, researched the name, found the name, bought the name. All right, cool. So you need an EIN number, a tax ID number, and that is free. So you can Google search tax identification number, or if you go to your, you can go to the IRS site and you should be able to find it there. If not, then you can go to your local state and government pages for small businesses, and that will give you information there. I'm going to try to link everything that I'm talking about in the comments or the description bar. So again, make sure you're hitting the subscribe and the like button. So once you've got that, in some states, you know, that's awesome, that works. In most states, it does not. If you really want to be official tissue, then you are going to need a business license. But before we get to the business license, let me preface this. Depending on the state that you live in, if you are going to sell retail and you decide that you want to like private label, and this is, you know, the lifestyle that you want to get into, there's a reseller's permit, and in some states that's free. You need to research if it's free in your state. In my state that I live in, it's not. It costs money. So there's no way to get around that. I wouldn't suggest going to another state and trying to register there, because then you're going to have to probably deal with the IRS. You have to prove that you live in these states, people. So let's go about it in the right way, because you never want to have anything be off kilter when it comes to your business, because if they're like, oh, you're cutting corners and you seem a little sketchy, they're not going to want to do business with you. So you've gone through to see if you need a reseller's permit, or if you can just go with the, you know, the tax ID number, depending on the business that you're running out of. Now, for my business, because I sell women's wholesale contemporary clothing, for my state, I needed a business license and a wholesaler's license. They are merged. So I gave them my tax ID information. I gave them proof of my business name and some other important information. And then I paid my fee. And when you're in the state that I live in, that I registered in, it's all online. So you do box A, box B. If it's yes or no, then it'll move to the next box. If you get caught up in anything, it gives you a little box that explains every terminology that you're trying to go for. It also is going to ask you if you want to register as a sole proprietorship or a LLC. This is a preference-based question. I registered as a sole proprietorship because it's just me. I do not sell goods and services that would harm anybody. I don't have a brick and mortar store, so there's no liability for somebody like tripping and falling and something, you know, falling on them. A lot of people get weirded out because they're like, oh my God, if I get sued, then if it's sole proprietorship, then they will come for everything that you have because it's attached to you and your social security number. If it's an LLC, it's the business that they're coming after and not you. But why would we even want to think about that right now? We're not. I don't want to scare anybody. Good thing is, like I said, you can always bump yourself up. The LLC is a process though, and it does require a lot of time and research before you pay a lawyer to go do all of this fancy stuff, and then you're not even set on your name because you've changed your mind. So that's why I say, you know, please take your time with any of this. So let's say we're going with the sole proprietorship, okay? So you will pay your fee for the license. They will send you an emailed version of your license, and congratulations, you are now official. They will then mail you a copy of your hard, I don't have it here with me. They will mail you the hard copy of your license, and usually they tell you to, you know, you can frame it and put it up. So like how this arrow would be here, I would put my business license in if I was in a storefront. I'm not in a storefront. I'm an e-retailer. So I just keep it for my records. and I also have a photocopy version, because when you need to go to buy from vendors or manufacturers, you need all of this information on hand. They want to see it. Same as if you want to register to be able to purchase your merchandise. So, and I have all of these fancy notes to make sure that I give you everything and that I don't forget, which I probably will forget. I'm human. But guess what? If I do, I'll come back and make another video. So let's see. Going down this list, we talked about the name, we talked about registering it, we talked about, depending on your state, how that's gonna work, about the permits, LLC, talked about researching it before you pay somebody to do it, if you're gonna do the LLC route. Oh, okay, so taxes. I'm not even gonna go into taxes because every state is different. Literally, it's enough to blow your mind. But I am going to say this. If you live in a state that is tax-free, as I do not charge taxes on my garments because it's illegal. And if you do, and you get audited, and they realize that you charge sales tax, you have to refund the sales tax to your customers because it's the right thing to do. But you also should find out, and as a matter of fact, when they send you your paperwork for your license, they will let you know if you are to file monthly, if you are to file quarterly, or if you are to file annually. Now understand, if you are making $0, you still have to record it. Do not just say whatever. I'm gonna hold off until next year, because I didn't make any money, so I'm not gonna report anything. No, dear, you still have to record it. You're not going to pay anything because you didn't make anything. Now, you did spend money. Oh, you're going to spend money. You need to keep all of your receipts so that way everything is still itemized. But they want to make sure that you are practicing legitimate business. If you do not do this, you will get a notification saying, hey, you owe us money, or we will suspend your license until, you've taken care of whatever it is that you need to take care of, because nobody probably told you that. But, Lorna's Closet wants you to make sure that you're up and running and you don't have any issues straight out the gate. All right. So websites. I've noticed that I understand you gotta, do what you can until you get to where you can, put a little bit more money and effort into it. But if you really want to be like this amazing business, you need to study the businesses that you admire and see what they have. And if they have it and you respect them and you trust them, you probably need to have it too, right? Okay, so a website. Who knew? I knew. That's why I'm telling you this. Don't depend off of like social media for everything, okay? Because what happens if IG or Twitter or Facebook, what happens if they crash, right? And all of your merchandise were on those sites and people still want to buy it from you. Well, where are they gonna go? If you had a website, they would be over there. But if you're solely selling off of, these sites and you're saying, well, DM me for the price, or if you're cash apping, I have Cash App. I don't use it. I don't really know how to use it. Neither here nor there. But I do know that you can't print an invoice. and I'm about invoices, okay? I love to be legit. I do not want anybody saying, "Oh, she's a little sketchy." No, I don't have time for that. I paid way too much money, into my business to have somebody say, "Oh, your business is a little scammy." No, 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 no. We don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that you've researched websites. Now there are some websites that you can do, free platforms, even if you want to do if you want to blog, right? And you have WordPress. Now WordPress, a lot of people have started off with WordPress and then they build their way up. I started with GoDaddy. When I bought my name, it reserved a landing page. So if you typed in lornascloset.com, it would bring you to this landing page, right? And it would be nothing there. And it would say, welcome, this page has been reserved for me, Lorna's Closet. So then I had that and I was like, I don't know what to do, how to put the website together. So I would sit there and just like I have all these notes, I would draft down, okay, well, this is what I want to have done. And then I went and figured, why not use that landing page to capture email addresses? So I went back and I put, I made a faceplate of what I knew that I wanted to have up, because I knew it was going to be my mom's picture and then my logo. So logos, I'll double back to that. So I put that up, and then I had a box for email addresses to capture all of that. And when I did that, I was like, oh snap, people are, coming and they're finding me, but nobody knew. I didn't tell anybody that I existed. So organic traffic was amazing because it looked clean. I love clean lines, very cohesive, just pretty. I love things to be in neat little packages, especially if it's attached to me. And because I'm using my mother's name, and she's passed on, I could not, put out subpar products and just even a visual display. My personality wouldn't let me do that. So I went to Fiverr, FIVERR, and I paid $7 to have my logo done. And if you've seen any of my stuff, will it work? That branding, it might be backwards, but whatever, you get the point, right? That I love for my brand to be, the logo to be on everything. So I put that up, and then I put my mother's face up, and it was really like plain. It had flat lay pictures of things that I know that I would like to sell, but they were done very clean, and it gave people something to look forward to. So everybody's they're signing up, and that gave me time to get everything else in order, because I told myself I give myself 9 months, 6 to 9 months to go from idea to full operation. And then I would do a soft launch in the middle phase of that, which that's where I am now with my own business. So I had the page up, and I was paying $6 a month for the site, just to be the landing page, and capturing emails, and trying to build rapport, and sending people over to my YouTube page. Not my YouTube page. You guys are on my YouTube page. I was sending them over to my Instagram page, so that way I didn't have anything. I had no content. It said coming soon, and I would still keep updating pictures of coming soon to let people know what it was about. And my followers, it started picking up, and I started trying to figure out, okay, so now I know what I want to do. I know my age range. I know my price points. But now, I want to make sure that I'm about back end business first. So I said, once I'm ready, I need to know people can just buy from me, immediately. So what I ended up doing was I researched POS systems, and the POS system that I went with was I did Square, and this is, the little Square app, because I already had it on my phone and I've used it before, so I'm familiar with it. And then I used PayPal Pay Here. And fun fact, they're free if you have a business account. So what you do is you go to the website, you go to Square, and you go to PayPal, and they will give you a free card reader for each platform. And it takes a few weeks for it to come. So, and that's the thing, because you're laying the foundation, like you're getting everything organized so that when you're ready to launch, you don't have any random ass issues. Haha, the first of, one of my favorite colorful curse words. I tend to curse a lot, and I'm trying my hardest not to curse. So, whatever, I'm human, right? So, we got the POS systems. You can do invoices on these things too. So I'm recording on my phone, so I can't show you the app right now. But if you download the apps, again, they are free, and you can upload every piece that you have coming in. So let me see. These, they're inside out because they're white. But like if I got these shorts, these are actually, these are my old labels. I don't know if you can see them. These are the first test label that I did. So when this set came in, I knew I didn't have it on the site yet because I hadn't taken care of the site, but I knew that I had my POS systems up. So I inventoried them. I set my price points. I set my shipping and handling. I set the photos, and they were already, I put everything in. So that way, when my site went live, everything was already there. Now, you're gonna realize that sometimes you forget things, and you're so ready to go and be open that you skip a million steps. So this is why getting the back end business and testing out the back end business makes so much sense. Because if, say, somebody invites you to a pop-up shop, you go to the pop-up shop, you're just taking cash. They say, oh, I don't have cash, I need a card. Do you have a card reader? You don't have a card reader. That means you don't have sales, because they're not going to go to an ATM machine and come back with money. But you can send them an invoice if they're okay with it. They can put their phone number in your phone, or the app on your phone, or they can use their email address, and you can ring them up because you've already put all of that stuff in, even though your website's not up yet. So you've gotten all of that stuff in, you ring them up. Okay, well, what do you do next? You say, thank you for shopping, because that transaction has gone through. It'll tell you if the card is fraudulent. It'll tell you if the address is not legit. It'll do everything you need. And guess what? When you put your site up, they merge. So your inventory numbers won't be out of whack. If your site says you have 14, your app says you have 14. They merge. Okay? So you've gotten all of those. The free things. Business account, or a regular checking and savings account that is separate from what you have in your regular everyday life. Please do not mix your money up. Do not mix your money. Don't. Because you're going to be frustrated when you can't figure out what you spent on what item when it comes to be tax season. Really? We're back at the taxes again. We don't want the IRS knocking on our door saying, well, you sent me a hamburger receipt when you should have sent me a receipt for, the 30 gowns you bought, or, 15 t-shirts, whatever it is that you're selling. You need to have an account for that. So that way, when you print out your receipts, it gets itemized on your account, on your bank accounts, because you're linking all of those things to your POS systems. You don't want to link your personal bank account to your POS system, because that means every time you're swiping, it's synced. So you're going to have all types of receipts that don't make sense. And then you're going to be frustrated. And whoever does your taxes, they're going to be pissed, because they're like, what? What is this? Please don't. Okay? So let's see. Okay, so this is going to be the last one on this video. And then guess what? We're going to keep it moving, because I don't want to keep you here longer than what we have to be, and we're already at 26 minutes. All right? So an email address. Your email address should reflect your business. So it could be, my business email is customerservice@lornascloset.com. Whatever your business is, it could be info@ customerservice@ blah blah blah. When you set up your website, the host of that website should provide you with an email account, or you can just go to Gmail and create one. I mean, apples to oranges. It depends on whatever it is that you want to do. I'm just here to help make things easier and less complicated. So we've covered all of these amazing things, and guess what? We're gonna keep going, but not on this video. So if you stay with me, then the next maybe 2 videos, we've already talked about the foundation of starting a business, right? The next one, we're going to talk about vendors, registering with these vendors. We're going to talk about shipping and handling and your supplies that you need, and getting your marketing tools and all of those awesome things. So if you hit like and subscribe, because maybe I forgot to tell you that a few million times, but in case you needed to remind yourself, hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, and also stay tuned, because I'm getting ready to come back with another video. All right?